Lizelle, can you give
Thank
everyone
you.
the 30-second overview of the business and what you do?
Okay, so I founded the company 12 years ago. There was nothing. I created everything. I was introduced to ActionCOACH about 2 years into the business via BNI. I met my coach, Alida Niaus, who was the coach in Woodbank at that stage. Taught me a whole lot. Still implementing everything.
But can you tell everyone what your business? Could you please tell everyone what your business is? Because no one on here knows what it is.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my company is called E-Designs and Installations. We're an interior design company, and we specialize in everything from your ceiling downwards in the house or at your business. So we make your home and your business, your offices look beautiful. So that's my passion, interiors and people, always been. So my question is, how do I determine the value of my business at this stage?
Well, let's go back a little bit. When you wrote on social media, when you wrote in the Billionaire in Training group that you wanted to be on here, you told us about how 2023 sucked and got you into a lot of debt. And now we got to sell our way out of that debt. And we either sell the business to get out of the debt or sell customers to get out of the debt. Okay.
Yeah.
So first things first.
One of the two.
Well, first things first, let's assume we can sell our way through this. We can go and get a bunch of customers. Now, if I am in any business and I'm looking for immediate cash in any business, the first thing I do is go back to my past customers. Your past customers, they're going to be the secret to you getting through this. They know you, like you, and trust you. And if they have another project coming up, then hey presto, some of them would be willing to pay you in advance. You know, I've been in situations where in business I've had to sell 12 months worth of something and then deliver for 12 months. They paid me way back then. It got me through the negative, but it helped me get to that point. So I want you to first of all think about that. Now, what is the highest value project that you can sell? What are the highest value type projects that you can do out there in the marketplace?
It's a home renovation, which is today. We got one in yesterday, which supplied me with much needed funds.
Excellent.
So, it's giving me a bit of
all right. So let me ask you this question: How many home renovations happen in your area on a monthly basis? How many would you say there are?
I don't actually know. I can't give you a number.
Hundreds, thousands, tens, what would you guess?
Around tens, I would say, because there's my base of my company is also selling the product. I've got a shop and we do retail. So I sell a lot of the products. So I've got a client base of about 100 contractors that buys from me on a daily basis and also does installations. So I don't just do installations on my own. I do have a client base that buys and installs as well.
So let me go back. Let me go back a step. Okay. Right now, how many of those jobs would get you into a great situation?
Well, considering the amount of work, I can only handle one per month with my installation team. So I cannot handle the installation more than one per month. But if it's a rather big one like we're doing now, which is around 300,000 Rand, I don't know how much dollar it is now. It's divided by 19. But yeah, that's quite a significant
we always divide by 20. It's about 15 grand. Great.
Yeah. So if I can do two of those a month, that will probably be a very big step for us to, enhance the financial or the cash flow in the business.
So
but
first things,
we can only handle one a month.
Okay, you're going to have to work out how to handle 2 a month because you're going to need to do that. Okay, if that means you work an extra hours and stand up till 10 o'clock to get on a webinar with me, that's what you're going to have to do. Some days in business, there is a have to. Okay, so let's go backwards a step. This is for everybody. Anytime anyone wants to do marketing, my first question to them is how many customers per day, week, or month? The dumbest answer to that question, by the way, is unlimited. As Lizelle just pointed out, there is a certain limitation to the number of customers you can handle. I had a guy the other day argue this with me. He said, but Brad, we're an online program. I said, great. I'm going to give you 1 million new people on your server tomorrow. How's your server going to handle 1 million new people tomorrow? He said, well, we can't. I said, great. So don't give me a silly answer that you can handle unlimited. Okay. So you've told us that you need 2 customers to sign with you per month on those size projects, okay? You can have a lot more on the other stuff where they're just buying materials from you, but 2 of those size projects per month is what we need to be getting. Lizelle, let me ask you this. Do you know your numbers? How many conversations with people do you need in order to sell to? Like, do you need 20 conversations to get 2 sales? Like, is it 1 in 10? Are you getting 1 in 5? Is it 1 in 50? What's your number? If you talk to 10 people, how many do you get type thing?
Well, my conversion rate's about 40%. So I would say 1 in 4 people.
Great. So if you're looking at well, that's about 1 in 3 or a bit over 1 in 3. Okay. So let's think about this. The house that you are about to renovate, how many houses are there on that street?
Probably about 20 more.
Great. There's your first marketing point. How many houses are there on the street next to that, and the street next to that, and the street next to that? So right now you've got 100 houses that will be within the vicinity of the house you are doing. Does that make sense for you? So the first thing you do, I'll give you an example. The other day, there was a young man came and knocked on the door at my house, which never happens because we live in a gated community. And I'm like, how the heck did a young man come and knock on the door of my house? He said, sir, I just wanted to let you know we'll be spraying for, what are they called? Scorpions at a house down the street. There's been some construction there. We've had a scorpion nest. We're going to be spraying pretty heavily for scorpions there. I just wanted to make sure you knew we were doing that. If you did see any scorpions coming your way, here is my card, just in case, so that if anything does happen, if any of those scorpions scatter from there and come to you, please call me immediately. I'd be very happy to come around and take care of it for you. Like, that kid is a marketing genius. How many doors can you go and talk to and say, listen, hi, my name's Lizelle. We run this company. We're doing a full renovation down the street of the house. Now, I just wanted to let you know we're doing it in case there's any more dust, in case there's any work going on, in case there's a truck in the street that's blocking anything. I wanted to give you my number so you can call me direct should there be any challenges. And because I'm in charge of the renovation, I'll have different crews in here doing things, but we're doing that renovation. If you knock 100 doors around that place and say exactly that script, I guarantee you there will be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them that will say, oh, we're thinking of renovating too. But you've got to do the work.
We've also got an advertisement board that we put up in front of the house while we're busy working there.
Right.
Which
Lizelle, let me
the company.
Okay, please, we've got 15 minutes. Please just listen, okay? The ad board is passive. When you're in a negative situation, passive doesn't work. You must be active. You must get on the phone. So the second thing I'm going to say to you now is get on the phone to those 100 homes and do it. But I want you to knock 100 doors, okay? You, not someone on your team, not anyone else. You personally, so they know you, meet you, like you, want to do business with you. Second thing, I want you picking up the phone to every one of your past customers that has done serious business with you and let them know of something new. Now, this is the thing. Do not just call them and say, hey, I'm just calling to check in and see how things are going. Call them because of something. Hey, we just got in this marble from Italy, and I wanted to call you first. I know that you're doing some amazing work out there, and I just wanted you to know we got this in. If you want to come by and have a look at it, let me know. I'll set up a time to show it all to you. But on the phone, on that phone, when you're in a negative situation, you never, ever, ever go passive in a negative situation. You pick up the phone, you go and knock on doors, you call people, you see people, you go and see them all one at a time, speak to them one at a time. The only way to get yourself out of a negative is to be very proactive, very active, making sure you do all of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And coincidentally, we are getting some new products in, which I went and viewed in Johannesburg today. So that would be the perfect way to get the message out. But thank you very much.
Not 20 phone calls, not 10 phone calls, hundreds of phone calls. Knock 100 door and do hundreds of phone calls. This is when I see a lack of activity. Alex Hormozi just put out a great book called $100 Million Leads, right? And I'm reading that book, reading Alex's book, thinking, my God, I thought I worked pretty hard. I thought I hit the phones pretty hard. I thought I did that stuff. And I'm looking at Alex's thing and he's like, dang, this guy goes a lot harder than most. Okay. But massive action, massive, not a little bit, not some, massive action. Call every past customer, knock on 100 doors near that house that you're doing. Hey, presto. Now, the other thing is the clients that have just booked you to do that thing, right? When you do the renovation, I want you to do one thing at every renovation. I want you at the end of the renovation to ask them if you can do an open home of their house when it's finished, where their friends, their families, and other neighbors can come and take a look at the work, the before and afters. Do you do a lot of before and after video or before and after photos?
Yeah, definitely. We do a lot of that, Joe. That's a lot of our marketing consists of before and after. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, how long have I got with you? I've got 6 more minutes with you before I have to jump to the next person. So where do most of your customers find you now? So those are the first 2 things you got to get done, or first 3 things you got to get done, right? Where do most of your existing customers that find you right now? Is it from the retail store? Where do they find you?
Referrals from previous customers is our biggest business. And then also that I moved shop about a year ago. So I'm in a much more prominent position now. So I'm much more visible to clients passing by in a main industrial, well, not industrial, business section of the town. So that helps a lot. The rent is much more, but the positioning is perfect. So I'm getting a lot more customers that way.
Okay, great. So referrals, my book, Instant Referrals, read it, study it. It's 24 steps to build a referral-based business, okay? So what are you doing?
have.
Okay, great. Then implement. What are you doing? What did you do last month? What was your referral offer to your customers last month? What did you send to them and say, hey, if you give us a referral, this is happening? You know, what have you got? So Lizelle, look at your store, right? What in your shop has been sitting there for 2 years, 5 years, however long, and it's not going to be? How can you give that away for someone that gives you a referral? How can you do something like that? It costs money to buy customers. For everyone on here today, if you don't understand buying customers, read that book. It's on Amazon or it's on my bradsugars.com. It's called Buying Customers, right? So you want to think about at least every 90 days, Lizelle, communicate with your past customers, show them the before and afters, do a newsletter, do something with them, but also ask them for referrals. Now, don't make it hard. Give them a referral voucher, a referral card, a referral certificate. Give them something that they can give to their friends type thing. You know, don't ever not give it away type stuff. By the way, use that when you're knocking the 100 doors. If someone doesn't answer, have something to slip under their door or hang off of their doorknob or put it in their mailbox if you're allowed to in that marketplace that just says exactly what you just said, but or what you would have said if they were home. There's the books. Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Yeah. All right. So you've got a lot of work to do to get yourself through this. Yeah. Yes.
Get back to basics.
You know, it's a funny thing how people, when they get 10 years in business, forget what they did to start the business and make all of the money in the beginning. And it's what you did in the beginning that you stop. It's the old, oh, we got too busy, I stopped doing that. And it's like, dude, that's why you got too busy. So go back to the things that got you busy in the beginning and start doing that. Okay?
Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Welcome.